All right, man. Let's talk, man. Check out Detroit Pistons Talk playlist. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Detroit Pistons have been rumored to be interested along with Minnesota, Houston, and the Lakers and Kyrie Irving. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe the Lakers thinking sign and trade with Austin Reeves, and also talks of, Pistons have an interest in Kristaps Porziņģis. I'll get to that in a second. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Check out Detroit, Pistons Talk players from reviews like this. Reports Pistons, Timberwolves, Rockets, Lakers have all show interest in trading for Kyrie Irving per sources, and that's good for Dallas Mavericks, because then they have a market where they can up the ante on Kyrie Irving. As of right now, I don't think anybody's going to buy high on Kyrie. You know, that's just what it is at this point, coming off a knee injury. I mean, when you look at the teams, really, he makes the Pistons, Timberwolves, and Rockets more dangerous. The Lakers, I don't, they just need too much right now, to be honest. They don't have enough. But you put on, depending on what the Wolves give up and what the Rockets give up, they still can be, contenders. I don't really imagine, anybody giving up anything, too concrete for a 34-year-old guy coming off a knee injury. So, that's the thing about it. There's other options out there, but he'll be 35 next March. So, I mean, really, I understand, where people talking about, why would you do this and not Kawhi? It's about price tag. That's simply it. And this may boil down to, quite frankly, does Kyrie want to be in Detroit? Does he want to be in Minnesota, Houston, Los Angeles Lakers? What's his career goals at this point? And there's other alternative routes that, the Detroit Pistons can literally take when we start to have these conversations. There's other routes that they can take, financially or trade-wise. You know what I'm saying? They don't have to go out there and get the big fish like Kyrie or one of the big fishes. But Kyrie Irving ain't realistic suitor of the Pistons this offseason. As you see, right there once again with the Mavericks, I know Kyrie tore his ACL in 24-25. I don't think there's really no reason to come back last year. He was averaging just under 25, just under 5 rebounds, just under 5 assists per game. Season that featured the Mavericks trading Luka. And I think, honestly, he can help them, additional ball handler, additional lead guard, additional true scorer. He's a great scorer. He can create his own bucket. He can catch and shoot. He showed to be one of the few players that excel next to Luka Doncic. So yeah, I mean, I think it could be a great fit next to Cade. I think Cade to feed him, put him next to a bigger guard. Kind of the only issue is seeing this locker room guy issue. I don't really think he an issue. I think he a good dude. From what I seen, but other than that, he's a smaller guard. Playing next to a bigger guard. Other than that, they're gonna ask him to defend at a high level, and he can. When Kyrie is asked to defend at a high level, he can lock in and do that. He really can. So, remember that time when Harden left them for the 76ers and they seen him again. He locked Harden the hell up. He can lock up if he wants to. So the effort is going to have to be there. But as far as the choices, when you kind of get down the line of who you rocking with or who you're not rocking with in those particular choices, it's a great, I'm get to my scenarios. I would legit, kind of favor, Murphy or Powell or, Monk, Bojanovic, Zach LaVine. I would get a couple of those pieces, and put it around them. But if you can somehow do Murphy and Kawhi or Kyrie, that's fine. But the Kawhis, the Bookers, the Kyries, the KDs, the Ja Morants, I would really go. I'd really go another route. Yeah, I would in my opinion, I would go another route. Yeah, I would go another route. So that's just my opinion. I would go another route of that, as far as just piecing stuff together, getting 2, 3 pieces and building around. And I assume they're gonna keep Duran and Asar and K building around those guys. That's what I would try to do. Instead of putting my eggs in one basket, they need to put their eggs in about 2 or 3 guys and surround these guys. But also, but I would understand the trade. It makes a lot of sense. For what the Pistons need. Like I said about Kawhi, you get 2 or 3 good years out of him. That's satisfactory. It's just that you're going to give up more for Kawhi than you give up for Kyrie. But then there's rumors that the Pistons are interested in Porziņģis. I like it. You ain't going to get much out of Porziņģis as far as starter minutes, but he ain't a starter at this point. I don't really think he's ever I don't think he's ever been a starter for real. He's just a really, really good part-time player. Last year he gave Golden State 32 games. So between Golden State and Atlanta, 32 games. 42, 57, 65. So if he can give you anywhere around 65 games, not even at this 33-minute clip, I think you'll be happy with that. In Washington, that year he had 23 points, 8 rebounds, 2.7 assists. He shot it from 36% from there. And the shooting is what you want. The shooting 36% three is what you want. The rim defending is what you want. And only 30 years old, to be 31. That's what you're really looking for out there from him, is defend the rim and shoot the rock. Coming in as a rotational piece, especially if you lose Stu or the pair with Stu and Duran. You just need that big fella that they just give you a different look. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just ask them to come in and give you 15 to 20 minutes every night in the playoffs, maybe around 25 critical minutes playing with Stu. You can play him with Duran in some lineups a little bit. He can shoot it, he can score, and you just need him to be himself, get you through the season and get you through the playoffs. That's pretty much it, to be honest. So, let me know what y'all think. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance, get notifications. We go live with y'all video. Appreciate y'all. Hit the link in the description. Find me everywhere. Peace.